hey, they changed it as of 9:30 tonight. You don't have to file extra steps. They changed their mind. The Treasury Department said no. So look at that.
Oh, wow, okay.
So as of 3:30, it was one thing, 9:30 another.
Release the hounds! AEW review. What's going on, everybody? That didn't really get executed as well as I wanted it to get executed, but I tried. I tried to say every fucking swear and every horrific thing in the book and then make it look good, but I don't know, I guess I didn't fully execute it the right way, but I tried to make it look good. That was, it was better than what I did this morning to my kids. I said, hey guys, we got to get ready for school. School's back. God. Did you see the guy that got his kids all dressed up and brought them to the bus stop?
No, that's great though.
Oh my God!
I wish I thought of something like that.
This fucking dad, dude, he got his kids all dressed up and put him at the bus stop, and then was like, "Hey, come on, get on the fucking bus or whatever." And then he's like, "Oh, it's weird. Do you know what day today is?" And eventually they figured out. They got pissed. It's on video. It's fucking hilarious. I couldn't think of something good today, but that was as close as I could get.
They must be so mad.
The kids were the kids were pissed. Like they were like, imagine you get woken up in the morning like, hey, it's back to school.
I've told Danny school's canceled before and then still had to have her go. She wasn't happy, but that's even better with everything going on. Be like, oh, we're going back to school.
Dude,
that's perfect.
I could not get my kids at all because the first thing I did when I woke up was my daughter was like, it's April Fool's Day. Brennan was like, it's April Fool's Day. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? She already knows. That. The hell's the point in any of this? Anyway, what's up? What's up, chat? I tried to fucking make it look good. I tried to make it look like we got the whole fucking video came down or something like that. Yeah, I tried, man.
Almost perfect.
I said every slur that was possible. Like I said every slur that was possible. I thought that I could think of. I mean, I don't know.
White went into all of it.
You know what I'm realizing is they got to get some better names for white people. Like there's got to be some better slurs against
mayo,
white people.
Cracker.
What is mayonnaise? Come up with something better.
Yeah, we really need some more, disparaging words against us.
Yeah, like they're not really good. Like all the other ones sound.
Cracker, okay, I get. Cracking the whip. That one's pretty bad. But
it's like calling like a woman beater. They don't care. They're like, yeah, I'll do it again. They don't give a shit.
Exactly. You need something really heartfelt and disparaging, something that cuts deep.
Yeah.
Watching the New Jack episode at Dark Side of the Ring, I didn't know that much about him, honestly. Right. Like I knew about the Gangsters tag team and a bit with him in the Cornette days, but nowhere near the level of detail. And his childhood sounds, I thought I had a shit childhood at times. His was god-awful brutal. My God. And all that he endured, and no wonder why he was such a crazy bastard. I mean, the most I knew was the mass transit incident and things like that, but the level of detail that it goes into, you do have a lot of sympathy for him at times, and you can kind of see why he was so extreme. But it's an excellent watch.
If you guys haven't seen this, I mean, come on, bro. This is sick. Like Vice is killing it.
Oh, they're doing a great job. I thought season 1 was good. Season 2 so far has topped season 1 entirely.
Yeah, man. The Chris Benoit thing, like I told you, I had trouble. It is a travesty that this has only 154,000 views so far. This thing should be just killing it on YouTube right now.
It should be.
This thing should be killing it. You guys got to go watch the New Jack. The whole thing though, like this shit's real. I've met New Jack. He was great when I met him. I loved the guy when I met him. He seemed awesome. I don't know what this other side or whatever is going on. And he has been to some people very horrible, but I don't know.
The sad part is that you have to have Vice TV to see the second part.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
People uploaded it to YouTube, but
Really?
Thankfully, yeah. I mean, but that was part of the problem there. So my Comcast cable no longer comes with that channel for the package. I guess they changed what comes with what when we re-upped, and yeah, so I ended up watching it. Thankfully, someone uploaded it, but
I haven't seen part 2 yet, so I was looking for. I guess that's why I couldn't find it.
part 2 of the Benoit one is on YouTube, but the New Jack one and the rest of the season is not going to be on YouTube, as far as I've heard, because that was locked on their website. You had to have a TV subscription to watch it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they have quite a few for season 2 coming up, and it the Brawl for All.
So some people are not. Yeah, so no wonder some of you guys. A lot of people have told me they hadn't seen it. The New Jack one.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy Snuka, they're covering episode 5. So
what are they going to call that one? The Murderer.
Jimmy Snuka and the Death of Nancy Argentino.
Well, that's
the next one is the Brawl for All, though. I'm curious to see how that turns out.
I'm sorry. I guess I have members only on. I fucked that up. I will turn that off in a few minutes. Sorry about that. Members only. When I did the quick switch to this video, I guess I got members on. I'll get it back off in a second. But I do want to thank the people that are becoming members. I'll leave it on for a few more minutes, give the members some time to talk, and then I will release the hounds and let everybody back into the chat. If you're trying to type, I'm sorry. We will get you back in here. I hope you enjoyed the joke. I tried to make it believable that I went into some kind of craziness. And, it was great, though, because I've been looking through the chat waiting for somebody to say something that I could legitimately, flip the fuck out about. And I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I could get mad at that. Because I was looking for something to genuinely get angry about. And I was like, no, not that, not that. I finally found it. So whoever that was. A little bit of
politics, all it takes.
I loved it. It worked out perfectly. And
Nick did let me know they revised the stimulus package as of 3 hours ago. So
really?
That's good. Yeah, now you no longer have to file a tax return. So the Treasury Department abruptly changed course late Wednesday night. They announced that beneficiaries of Social Security and other Americans who haven't filled income taxes won't have to take any extra steps to receive the stimulus check one time. So that's good. But that's the problem with everything right now. Dem, Republican, whatever you want to be, there's so much
cracker wop
misinformation and changing of information. I mean, you have people swallowing hair dryers right now to try and kill this virus.
What?
I wish I was kidding, but people in Florida, I don't know who exactly started it, but a mayor or someone of that kind of stature in Florida said, I spoke to some doctor and they said that it dies with heat, at least 165 degrees. So he has people blowing hair dryers into their nose and mouth, and they're burning their lips and tongue, and it's mind-blowingly ignorant. But
that is weird. I mean, I get what you're. I mean, there's a drink hot, really hot tea.
Even
and
that,
coffee.
That wouldn't work anyways. I mean,
yeah,
because it would be in your system. But it was a Florida politician says coronavirus cured by blowing hair dryer up nose. I wish it was an April Fool's joke, but he said he's now apologized for telling a public meeting that blowing a hair dryer up your nose can cure the virus. He bragged about his background as a paramedic and hailed the cure that he saw in one of the foremost doctors who had studied the virus reveal on cable TV. He's like, it works, he said on Friday, but everybody debunked it, and, there was some injuries and, whatnot. So it just, how idiotic can you get?
Pretty idiotic. I got to tell you, man, that fucking tweet I put out with Vanguard 1, that's doing pretty good. 9,000 views. What is going on Twitter right now?
It picked up some steam.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, like you said with Jericho in the Vanguard promo, that was hilarious. I was dying with that entire segment. The little T-shirt with the coat, the little hanger, and
oh my god,
that the whole thing. And like last week, it's ridiculous that he's trying to procure a drone to be on his side. That's the glory and the genius of all this.
Yeah, see, I think it's hilarious, and that was, to me, that's the funniest thing that happened tonight. That whatever, how long that was, a minute. Whatever, and I'm gonna have the chat back in a second, guys. I'm sorry, I messed up when I was doing my little April Fool's thing. I do apologize for the slurs, but I had to make it seem real, so I threw every slur out I could. But I thought it was a pretty wild idea. But the thing about it is, it's the funniest moment that happened, and it was, I don't know, man. I bought the whole. I don't know. I love it. I bought the whole thing, dude. I don't know what it was, but something about when the dogs.
Oh, you have 3 large dogs of him screaming "Release the hounds," and then 2 little like miniature dogs, toy dog style. I'm terrible with breeds, but that is friggin' hilarious. You see the little dog yipping by the pool
when they started like jumping up and down and yipping, like it wasn't just the one dog that clearly couldn't do a damn thing, but it was even the cuts that they did were really well done. Like they were funny. They were funny-ass cuts. Release the hounds. The chat is available once again, everybody. My only regret in doing this little bit of a sort of a work here is the fact that there are some people that won't know that I'm live again now because of the problems on YouTube. But
I know a few people did tweet it out. As I retweeted it myself. So
we are back. Tell everybody we're back. It was
I didn't even tell you.
No,
crazy news today. I know people don't want spoilers and much, but this has got to be known that since Roman Reigns with all the issues before we get into the AEW review, him being out, they don't know who's going to replace him for what's going on with Mania and stuff.
They announced
I'm telling
everywhere.
you. Drew McIntyre is set to beat Brock Lesnar, and then Drew is going to take on Goldberg and unite the titles.
Wow.
You believe that shit? That's what they want to do. They want to actually have one person hold both belts during the downtime with all this virus stuff going on. So
that makes it easier, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So that, I not to spoil everything for the chat, but when they obviously filmed WrestleMania mostly last week and everything's done except for interview packages. So knowing this, I was like, holy shit, people have to know, that's crazy.
Right.
If only it was true. I mean, April Fools, but still.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't spoil everything, but WWE actually taped multiple endings.
Well, they tweeted out that it's Jeff Hardy, so.
Yeah, but they filmed multiple endings.
Oh, really?
To their matches in case anything gets out. People don't know which would be the actual ending they went with.
Oh my God! That has to be
that's genius on their part.
But that has to be the most awkward thing.
Oh, I know. Let's say Drew did win. Now they're like, all right, well, Brock, you have to, get up and pin him now. Just in case anybody did say. No, I wouldn't spoil anything. The last thing I want to know is any Mania spoilers, but I'm trying to get excited. It doesn't usually WrestleMania week is our biggest time, and this sounds so petty and so terrible. People are sick and suffering, and but it is. This is again one of the hardships of everything that's going on right now with the quarantine. And look at all the independent promotions that can't have their their bookings go through, and WrestleCon, and this is usually where you gain the most subscribers and we get a ton of new people to, have their eyes on the product. That's the thing. It's so disheartening that, this is just one of the many side effects, but selfishly, it is upsetting that we look forward to WrestleMania every year. People looking forward to so many things, vacations and, trips, school breaks, all sorts of things. But now it's just, they don't have to worry about school anymore. You're on a permanent break for the rest of the year. But
yeah, we talked about it a minute ago. People are asking me, I think a lot of people weren't in here, but yeah, we talked about the New Jack thing. And again, like I said, yeah, so good stuff. I mean, I met New Jack. He was nicer to me than Raven ever was. I like New Jack. And I wish that, obviously there's some things he's done that are like, oops, that I don't know about that. Some people don't like him, but, he's good to me. And I don't know. It's just a really entertaining thing whether you love him or hate him or whatever it is. New Jack, this Vice documentary, man, is you're going to like it, I think. So we got to watch all of it. I have not seen part 2. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I don't know. I was able to watch the New Jack stuff. I'm able to watch anything New Jack does. I'm fine with it. The Benoit thing was a little rough for me, but the New Jack stuff, I can whatever, and I can watch the hell out of the New Jack.
He's truly a crazy bastard.
He's so crazy. I love it though. It's just, but at the
vicious,
same time,
but especially after crushing his skull, you can see why. I mean, you can't see out of his right eye, and he's constantly with headaches and pain and.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, I'm not a fan of what he did, and like, I don't even. I'm still not even
like that kind of wrestling either.
Like,
but.
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't like that kind of wrestling. I don't like the idea that someone could get hurt or that he's going to hurt somebody or whatever the case is. But I'm just answering the question. Somebody said, like, how was New Jack when you met New Jack and stuff like that. And so That's all I can say is the guy was great to me. Like, I don't know, but that doesn't mean he's great. You know?
He was at an autograph
people.
signing when I went to ECW ages ago, and they were doing it at Southern Connecticut State University. It was actually on my birthday, and believe it or not, Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young were there. They signed my Taz shirt, and we met a bunch of the different wrestlers, and I was trying to go and meet him, and then he had a match. So unfortunately I didn't, they would just get up and wrestle at that point in time. It was like a mini convention type idea. So I didn't get to meet him, but he seemed really nice with all the fans and, interacted with everybody very well. So
yeah, he's,
it's just amazing how much he lost himself in the gimmick that, his persona lived on, but his own image just disappeared. It's pretty crazy.
What did you think of the Jake Roberts promo tonight?
I liked it yet again. He's great on the mic still, and I hate sounding. This kind of is like a cornet take, but I didn't want to see Marco Stunt get any offense at all in on Lance Archer.
Yep, that infuriated me, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Marco Stunt wrestling. He's this day and age Spike Dudley. People that like Spike don't like Marco. It's kind of a ridiculous comparison, but it's true. I don't mind him when he's in the 6-man tag matches or when he's doing certain things. It works, but in this type of outing, no. This should never have happened that way. He should not have gotten even maybe if he did like one punch where Lance was, in that moment, we're saying, come on, hit me. And it was doing, no effect at all on Archer. That should have happened. But him getting the kicks and pouncing on him, and that should not have happened. I did like that he threw him into the quote unquote audience at the end, but I wouldn't have had him get any offense in at all. That really was enraging.
It really kind of counteracted everything that Jake Roberts said. Jake Roberts is like, we don't play games and we do all these things and blah, blah, blah. And then here comes Lance Archer, and he has a match that goes way too long with a midget. And then he even pulls the guy up to beat him up more. And it was like, well, that's like playing games right there. I mean, it was just weird. I love Jake Roberts' promo. I thought Jake Roberts' promo was great, but Lance Archer did not fit that promo at all. He came out there, and that was not good. What are they doing? That was really
I don't know, because it was good
worst.
in the first part because he attacks the doctor or whoever it was, and we're like, oh, shit, this is getting crazy. And my worry is now, again, just like what WWE did with The Fiend, they're doing with Lance Archer in the sense of they already have him in this TNT title tournament, the championship tournament.
Yeah.
He's going to be taking on Colt Cabana. So he has to win this, right? I mean,
he's
I wouldn't want to see him lose, especially to somebody like Darby Allin or even Cody at this point with the way they're trying to build him up.
He could get disqualified.
Maybe, but
something like that.
It's still, I would have kept him out of the tournament entirely at this point in time with how he needs to be handled. So I don't think that was a smart idea. And this is, not my thought entirely, but I was talking with Spaz Phoenix, and he made a great point. I didn't envision Cody just handing himself the belt, but what Cody will do is he'll put somebody like a Darby Allin over. I picture Darby Allin to win this. Hopefully, I think he would benefit the most, because Lance Archer doesn't need this title. Darby Allin feels above this title. The title kind of feels a little bit beneath him, but at least he'll have something in the meantime.
Lance Archer shouldn't be in the tournament unless he's going to win it.
Exactly. So that's the issue there. But I could picture Cody putting over Darby Allin in the semifinal round, and then later on Cody will take the title just to have that, hey, I didn't give myself the title, I had to earn it, good guy kind of thing, So it depends on how they handle this in the long run here, but the way this tournament's set up, I'm not crazy about it at this point. We'll probably get some good matches, fine, but it's just lacking some logic in the booking stance.
Yeah, I don't quite get it. I don't get it, but good promo. The guy looks good. Good promo. How about we go to the Exalted One promo? That was another McMahonism type of deal.
Yeah, some people didn't care for it because they're like, if you're just going to take shots at McMahon and have, in lieu of what they're trying to accomplish and basically make him out to be another Vince isms, it's not going to work. But I've also heard that they have bigger plans for him going forward, but they're kind of holding back until things can be a little bit more back to normal.
Right.
So to me, this kind of feels like a fill-in promo, like maybe not their entire plan.
Yeah,
kind of seems that way, especially the way it was filmed. You could tell it was just in some type of hotel conference, side room, and it doesn't feel like what they were doing before with the Dark Order. Before it was this ominous. That was the purpose of it, anyways. That's what they were going for. Yeah. This ominous, creepy, brainwashing cult. Now you just have the Vince-isms and one guy basically beating down his minions. It's not that interesting.
I'm I'm really on the fence about this, man, because and I gotta play the donations. I know that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm lost my mind. I was too distracted with my little April Fool's joke. It's like, I don't know. Like, you're right. The whole thing is it doesn't seem like Dark Order stuff. Like, I like it. So that's the thing is I like it, and I like Brody Lee, and I like what he's doing. But, like, then there's the other part of that that's like, what happened to the Dark Order exactly? Like, this doesn't feel like it's the same thing. It feels like a completely new thing now. It feels like the Dark Order that you thought was the Dark Order isn't really there anymore. And it's really just sort of like Brody Lee being the leader of a group, and he sort of like, makes fun of Vince McMahon. It doesn't quite feel like it's like, but I like it. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't want them to stop it. But as far as the Dark Order goes, it doesn't feel like that at all. So
yeah, when
they come out of this, there's either going to be this new sort of faction or this new feeling about the Dark Order, but they're not. I don't think you're going to be able to go back and try to.
They kind of lost with their way, it seems. And I like the idea of the Exalted One being this, as I said before, this ominous creature, this larger than life presence who was going to go ahead and be the all-encompassing evil bastard who controlled these minions, and instead he's just a tyrannical dictator.
Right.
So I don't know. It's odd, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I want to shout out Brian Zane earlier today. Was tweeting out the wrestling internet darlings thing, and I know that we've already been over that a million times, but I did forget that D'Lo Brown took the picture, and I was like, you're right. That's kind of cool. Like, I forgot.
Yeah, that's an awesome keepsake.
Yeah, I remember this picture very well, kind of, because I'm like, oh yeah, JD's wearing sandals, and we're all hanging out. We all had a great time partying, too, by the way. We're everybody here. Like, we were all fucking partying, and God damn it, I humped Saltine. Me and Saltine were humping each other. Saltine's the black guy right here in the middle. You would think Saltine is the little white guy, but no, it's him right there. And yeah, we just had a great time, and me and him humped each other in front of D'Lo, and D'Lo Brown took this photo, and we had a great time. It's not Matthew from Botchamania. Matthew looks like he's got something up his ass right here. And the worst combination I've ever seen, American flag shorts and the horrible WCW logo, like the new WCW logo. But I'll tell you, man, it was a weird time, but I appreciate it. This is even way better now, remembering that D'Lo Brown took the photo. It's kind of fucking
especially
hilarious.
After seeing him, discuss everything with New Jack.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. It's in the
the timing is just
that is bizarre.
Too perfect.
Yeah, shout out to D'Lo. Man, he took a great picture. Good job, D'Lo. Good job. I like D'Lo, man. D'Lo was so nice. It was kind of embarrassing. Like, I was like, dude, you're like a fucking. I grew up watching you and I saw you in my teens. You were a goddamn star. And he was like, what you guys did tonight was great. And he was saying all these things. And I was like, wow, like, this is crazy. Because D'Lo is, I'm like, fucking, you were great, man. If he never, it's too bad he never came back and did things. I guess after the draws thing, though, it sort of soured everything, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that kind of messed him up for a while.
Yeah, I mean.
Rightfully so, I imagine it would.
Yeah, you know what I would do is, if I was D'Lo, is him and Draws should do a podcast. I don't know. I mean, like, do they talk? I mean, dude, imagine that Draws and D'Lo's podcast.
I didn't even. Is he still alive?
Yeah, Draws. He's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. What's he doing? I don't really know.
For some reason, I didn't think he was still with us. It's great that he is, but
I don't know what he's doing now. He was working with the WWE for a long time. I don't know what he's doing now. He's 50.
He's gonna puke. That always flashes back in my mind.
Oh man, he was married from 1999 until 2005. That's a little weird. I don't know, man. I don't know what he's doing.
No.
Did anybody know what he's doing? I'd love to talk to him. Love to talk to Draws. You know, not to bring the show down, but I fucking feel horrible now.
That's for sure.
I feel terrible now. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and play the donations here. I'm way behind.
We got some bombs chiming in, so we got to hear these.
Sup to the chat. How you guys doing? Welcome back. Sorry, the April Fool's joke. If people didn't get what was going on, I fucking tried to make it. I tried to break something, and all I did was hurt my foot. So we're back, and some people didn't get the alert because going live again is even harder to get alerted to. Man, I think I worked people too good. I think some people believed everything. Like, and they were like, "Fuck this!" Like,
people
I'm out.
Us, they're like, "YouTube, free Joe."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, fuck this!" I'm like, "Wow, okay." But I mean, I think I worked people too hard. I'm still seeing people on Twitter being like, "What the fuck? That's bullshit. That happened? Is it because you said all those slurs?" And I'm like, dude, I'm like, hey, we're live right now. We're back. It was a joke. Like, I tried to go insane. Like, come back. Oh, I got the hiccups now. Great.
Super chat.
Chug some soda to your bird.
AU with a good showing tonight, 7/10. Cool face.
James Metzler, what's up, man? 7 out of 10 from James. Much appreciated. I thought they did a great job tonight. No women, though. What if the turkeys hate us? What if they filleted us? What if they killed us and ate our children? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us, if they had to hate us. Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart. But first they'd eat our nuts, and then they'd eat a butt. The turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they ate our fucking nuts? What if the turkeys ate us? It's the Soundwave 92. Instead the turkeys ate us.
That was a great ending to close out tonight. Darby didn't turn heel, but that coffin drop will take some years off. Best segment hands down was Jericho. Release the hounds. I will say 6/10 tonight. Making a predictions video for the TNT.
Soundwave 92, thanks, man. Send it to me. A predictions video for the tournament. Yeah, I may go through the bracket once I know who's in it and try to figure it out, Soundwave, and maybe go through some kind of predictions thing. Yeah, probably. I think you're about right with the 6 out of 10. I don't think there was much more they could do, and I wasn't probably the worst of the 3 last weeks. But the Jericho stuff with the Vanguard 1 really stood out as pretty fucking awesome. So, and here's my picture of D'Lo.
Cocksucker, suck the cock. I'm allowed to talk forever. I got a fucking dick. I'm not allowed to talk as long as everybody else. Fuck you, fucking cocksucker. Suck your own dick tonight. Dick.
Jesus.
You should play Dicky Wrestling Revolution, Joe. It's great.
What the hell is that? Dicky Wrestling Revolution. It's Bullsy. Bullsy, thank you for the $50 super chat party.
Damn.
Bullsy dropping hard ones. I'm gonna have to get the belt up for that one, Bullsy. You made the title. Bullsy, thank you, man. Holy hell, man. I'll check that out though. I'll write it down. Let me write it down now because I'll forget later. Yeah, here's D'Lo. So he took the picture. There's D'Lo. D'Lo, what up? Where's D'Lo at? Is he watching? D'Lo, where you at? Well, I love D'Lo, man. He was really nice. I'm telling you, man, this guy was one of the nicest. It's Bullsy. Thank you, man. One of the nicest wrestlers I ever met, dude. He was so great.
Oh, I believe it.
I love D'Lo Brown.
The best part about AEW was of course the amazing GOAT Jericho. Who else can do spots like that with a drone? No one, you idiot. Lol, sorry I had to lol.
I appreciate it, Shell. What's up, Shell? Who else can do spots like that with a drone? Nobody. I mean, it was just filmed well too. The comedy timing with some of the cuts was great. That's what made it really fun too. Shell, thank you for the $11.50, man. Appreciate it. D'Lo hoping Impact pays him next week. So D'Lo's at Impact, is that what you're saying?
Super chat.
Okay, I'll take a
My
look at
D
it.
can't take all this fucking.
Oh, God. Apollo the Leader. What up, Apollo the Leader? Well, just keep doing it, man. Just keep banging it in there. Just keep going at it. Just keep bringing it on. Just keep laying it in.
We have a new member.
You'll figure it out.
Of the JCS Army.
Hard Target Ghost. Thank you for becoming a member, man. What's up, Hard Target Ghost? How you doing?
Oh, speaking of Ghost, did you hear 9 Inch Nails released 2 albums for free?
Yeah, it was
Ghost
like
5 and Ghost 6.
So it's just like their other Ghost ones, the instrumentals.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet, but I just heard about it a few hours ago. So
yeah, I heard about it the other day. Unfortunately, like for me, like listen, I love the fuck out of 9 Inch Nails. I love 9 Inch Nails, love Trent Reznor, but after year 0, when they started to release the Ghosts, the first 3 or 4 or whatever it was,
yeah,
and then they came out with the stuff after that. A lot of their music now, I don't know what it is, but him and I don't remember if it's Atticus Ross or who he works with.
Yeah,
now.
Atticus, I believe that's who it was for this one.
All of their new stuff just kind of sounds like and I just can't. I'm like, what happened to the real industrial and the rock mixed together?
It's very samey, but
yeah, I mean, I still like it a little bit, but it's like, what happened? So
it doesn't have the feel that it used to. But yeah. I haven't heard the new stuff that these 2 releases, but I thought it was cool that they did it for free. They said music, has a way of making you feel less alone. So
yeah, I'm gonna listen to it because I'm pretty excited when I get new stuff from people like 9 Inch Nails. I mean, 9 Inch Nails is probably my top 5 favorite band of all time. The new stuff just like I get disconnected from it. I don't know what happened. Dude, this eye is fucked right now. Like I'm trying to like keep it
and not touch yourself, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's twitching, spasming. It's all fucked up.
I hate that shit.
I'm gonna be H3.
Hot take here, but I wish Moxley didn't win the title. I'm not crazy about him.
Dude,
being
he's
champion.
gonna curse. He's gonna curse on himself.
He's another one that I feel like didn't really need the belt. Jericho holding that title does so much more for the company. And I was worried Jericho being champion to begin with. I was the one on the other side saying Hangman Page should have had it. And I admitted it 1,000 times over now. I was way off with that. I was so wrong. And I'm loved everything Jericho's done. I just feel like he elevates the company as champion, Le Champion. So him holding the belt does so much more for whatever program that he's in. And Moxley, with the kind of matches that he has, those hardcore-esque, brawls, I feel like he doesn't need the matches, especially the feud that he's going into now with Hager, which I don't have a problem with Hager challenging for the title. A lot of people seem to feel like, what has he done to earn the title shot? But that doesn't bother me so much with him going for the belt. You just see people progress. The issue AEW has is that they kind of go back and forth. Sometimes if you have the most wins in your division, then you're the number one contender. And other times they just kind of place people into that role. So They don't stick to the sports style that they were aiming for originally. So they skirt between both lanes and ideas.
Yeah,
but I prefer Jericho as champion. Moxley, since he's gotten the title. Granted, it's been a very short time, and a lot's happened since then that's changed the work rate of wrestling. But none of the promos have been that memorable, and nothing stands out right now to me. As where Jericho every week with that belt, it meant something. And Jericho's still the number one promo even without the belt. But I feel like it would mean so much more for him and Matt to have a program for the title.
What the hell would Moxley do if he didn't have the belt, though? That's a good question.
I feel like he could still have a huge fucking match with Hager and, finish going through the rest of the Elite. Especially if he lost due to the Elite interfering. He could tear through each member more so and have individual feuds with each one as time went on.
Right.
They kind of started to do that, but I feel like everything progressed quickly. And plus, you used to see it where people, if you didn't win the title the first time, people would challenge and challenge again. We don't really get that. We kind of just get one match and then they move on here. So
yeah, and whoever had the title, it was going to be problems for them in this time period because you're just sitting there with the belts and whatever. Yeah, it'd probably be better if Jericho had it longer. I thought that too, but I kind of accepted if they went with Moxley. I was like, that'll be kind of cool. That'll be all right. But there was a part of me that was like, if I had to make the call, I told you this then, I would have kept it on Jericho. But
yeah,
I didn't think it was a bad decision to put it on Moxley either. So.
No, it wasn't terrible. They haven't gone wrong. I just personally found it more interesting with Jericho being the champion. So
yeah, I think so too. And I think it would have been more interesting to have Jericho remain champion for almost a year. And then have Cody Rhodes finally.
Yeah, that was what I originally said to you. I would love to have seen, Jericho beat through everybody and then him and Cody finally finish. Because Cody, he didn't really beat. MJF threw in the towel. So they could have still finished that, with that right there. That storyline can pick back up. Cody says, well, I said I wouldn't challenge for the title. And like we said, Jericho says, well, I'm going to challenge you, not the other way around.
Right. Yeah, I think that would have worked great. I think it would have been a good idea. I think it would have made things a little smoother. But we'll go back to the donos.
We have a new member
Moss Blaze.
of the JCS Army.
Moss Blaze, what up, man? Thank you for becoming a member again. Sorry, I had members only on at the beginning of the stream by accident because I switched so quickly. I switched off so quickly because I needed to get the other video down and not only privated, but deleted as quickly as possible to make it seem like I got shut down. And in order to do that, I got this video up very quickly, and I had members only still selected. So my bad on that. And then some people became members, so thank you. But I'm sorry.
We have a new member of the JCS Army.
It's Bullsy. Thank you for becoming a sponsor. Also, shout out, I'm sorry to all the Italians, Asians, I guess whites, blacks, gays, straights, dog lovers, dog haters, Sky, and everything else that I made fun of when I flipped out and tried to basically throw every single slur that you've ever heard. And I forgot a bunch of them. I had a whole bunch more to go, and I forgot all of them.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it. Want some bubbly?
There he is right there.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
Watching Jericho say release the hounds and a small little dog comes running out is the most I've laughed at wrestling in a long time. It seems to me that AEW is enjoyable to watch because it seems like these guys are enjoying the work. Thank God for AEW.
Robbie Hyde, thanks, man. I agree, man. I think that's one of the big things about him. And it's not just the little dog, man. It was all the dogs. It was like, these are the hounds, and that's funny. And then just the chaos of them running around was just, I don't know why that made me fucking die in hysterics.
Just wanted to let you know that I'm back on your Patreon. I've been a patron since August last year and have had no issues with my card. But for some reason it didn't work this month. So I went back in and re-entered some numbers. Works now, thumbs up.
Jag DePanzer, thanks for the 350, man. Thanks for coming back to Patreon. Yeah, man, I lost over 100-something patrons today. And so many people are telling me that they don't know why that happened. They weren't leaving. It's something to do with a glitch. And I guess Patreon's now saying they had all kinds of glitches too, and it's probably got something to do with their lack of staff because of what's going on. So thank you for becoming one again and fixing the issue.
Where am I living? Where am I living? Where am I living? Right now.
Damn. 6, thank you for the 1050, man. Appreciate that.
That one always gets you.
Yeah, that I appreciate it, man.
Get you, little bastard. You stole my T-shirt.
Dude, get back here. You stole my T-shirt. But no, yeah, so like, I mean, to sum up tonight, I mean, before I get back to the donations, for me, it's easy to sum these shows up because there's not a whole lot. I thought the wrestling was kind of like mediocre. Kenny Omega match, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. Just a lot of theatrical crap again from Kenny Omega. That wasn't anything special to me. He almost died several times. Trent Seven almost, or whatever, he almost killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost slipped off the ropes, then he slipped again. It was very scary. But anyway, he's all right. It was an okay match. It was long.
It was very long, and at first I thought they were going to go to a time, break basically where they didn't have enough time to finish the match, and I was like, oh, not this again. You should save that for when it's truly warranted between, two big stars like we saw with Moxley at that point in Pac. That fit. But
I wish the announcers
got the V trigger with a minute left, and it was just very long, like you said.
I wish the announcers would have played in more about when you hear a minute left, that's where you start making more mistakes the more the time clicks, because normally as a wrestler you're thinking about move to move, countering move to move. You start thinking all right, he's doing this, now I'm going to do this. Here's a good spot for me to try to hit him with this move that I know, and you kind of you're waiting to sort of run your game plan, but you're also kind of reacting to your opponent and making split decisions on what move to use. But when there's only a minute left, that's when you force things, and you start to force things, and that's when mistakes happen. So these last 2 minutes, as we hear announced 2 minutes left, that's where somebody could get hurt. There could be a major, a massive move, something desperation that could cost you the match, and that's where things are going to get interesting in the next 82 seconds left. And that would be wow, really, like that. Then the idea of that sort of would be kind of fun if the match almost changed a little bit, and
because it wasn't that far off. Because we saw the German suplex, off the second rope, and then you get the near fall with the running knee, and then all of a sudden it was one-winged angel, it's over. It truly came out of nowhere, and I don't feel like the cameras captured that moment properly. It was kind of like a blink and you miss it thing.
I think it would have been funner if the guys had, and I'm nitpicking a bit here, but I think it would have been funner if Trent Seven went up on the rope and he did something sort of that you wouldn't expect him to do, or he went for a move that almost didn't make sense or something, or maybe he went for his finisher immediately or some kind of finisher, and Kenny counteracted it somehow and then hit the one-winged angel, and it was he made a big mistake because he was trying to get to that, trying to beat the clock, so to speak, and when you do that, you make mistakes. Kenny Omega takes advantage of that, and I just thought something like that would play into it more. But whatever, it's sort of nitpicking. I think they were just having a match, and the announcers were calling what they saw, and that was all they were doing. Fine. All the matches were okay tonight. The only one we didn't like, me and Jake, was Lance Archer. Went way too long with Scudero. But promo-wise, Jericho wins the night with at least an 8 out of 10 short segment.
Yeah, fantastic there.
Jake Roberts was really good, just it didn't sync up with what Lance did.
No, that's the problem. And Sheeta's match was okay. I mean, you knew she was going to win. They're building her back up for the women's title match.
Right.
And, obviously I get what they're going for. They want to build her up as much as possible, but I just have no interest in Sheeta personally.
Oh, so. It's Trent Beretta, too. I think I said Trent Seven. I'm thinking of WWE NXT. My bad, man.
It's hard not to get people
Trent
mixed
Beretta,
up with
yeah, my bad.
And you said it, too, and it didn't even... I just passed it by.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, I mean, all in all, Lance Archer's match that did infuriate me a bit, but the Natural Nightmares taking on the Dark Order. Okay, you knew what they were obviously again building towards. That's why it was kind of bland, still entertaining to the point where like you don't feel compelled to change the channel, but predictable nonetheless. So you had 8 and 9 get beat, and that's when we see Brody Lee, the Exalted One, come out and just destroy both members, and obviously just I wish we saw him wrestle rather than the Creepers, but I get they're trying to show that he's this dominant, tyrannical leader. So
yeah, I don't know if it's really also doing favors for them where, like, whenever we see the Creeper guys or anything from the Dark Order, they're just always losing.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Lose.
That's why I guess people, really complained when they beat the Dark Order, destroyed everyone in the Elite that, last whatever week in December it was, I think, or second to last week. And I mean, that was great. They were shoving their hand down, I think it was Matt's throat, Matt or Nick's, one of the two. Like the whole thing was just this diabolical masterpiece. I was like, oh, now they're going to finally be taken seriously. And then they did like this quick, 180, and they stopped. They took away the prevalent power that they had over everyone, and they just started becoming cannon fodder. They were getting beat week in, week out. What was the point? So I'm like, oh, when the Exalted One debuts, he's going to be the piece of the puzzle they need to go ahead and start gaining wins and getting this momentum. We're still not seeing that, so I don't really know what the hell they're doing with this at this point. But
yeah, I don't. So there are little problems here. I mean,
you hear they have plans, and because if it's just going to be all these Vinceisms where they're picking on Vince every week, it makes them seem not just shallow, but like they're missing the mark with Brody Lee yet again, just like WWE did.
Well, I think I think what he's doing is great. That's the thing. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
But if that's all we
fit.
get from him is just a pseudo Vince McMahon, I don't think that's going to work for long. I think that'll be tiresome and trail off pretty quick. No,
I mean, see, I don't know. Like, I'm entertained by what he's doing. Like, I think he needs to start becoming his own guy too. But at the same time, my biggest thing is that it just doesn't seem to fit what they were building in the Dark Order. I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, that absolutely.
That's the Exalted
That's why I said
one?
that quick 180 where they had a winning streak and a certain dark persona.
We may be wrong. But, Jake, we may be blind. Because the Exalted One, the whole thing is sounds like a play on the higher power. Right? I mean, isn't that what it is? The higher power? It's Vince McMahon.
Yeah, it kind of, if that's the case.
I never thought about that. Come on.
I hadn't considered that either. If that's the case, I mean, you might be onto something.
Imagine if he had flipped the hood up and been like, it was me all along. That would have really you would have really been like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, that would have really, tipped the scales. Ugh.
Oh my God, dude, it's so weird, man. Like, I don't know, but let me go back to the donos. Yeah, and Jake Roberts' promo good as well. Everything was good. It's just some of it doesn't quite sync up. Jericho's was perfect, though. What the fuck?
Hot deal.
Keep playing the spot all day. I want you to jam.
Oh my God!
Whoa, it's in your bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. I want it jammed in my bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole.
Audio Jungle. To answer your question, it's a game about wrestling. It's a simulation and it's hella fun. So, there is also games like Booking Revolution where you're the booker, in Wrestling Revolution you're the wrestler. Oh, and this is the biggest high we'll ever go for the day.
Holy shit, man. It's ballsy. $300 bomb from Ballsy. Holy shit. I mean, let's just give the belt to Ballsy now. That's some fucking crazy shit. That ain't April Fool's.
Yeah, no, let me shine that sumbitch up real nice, because I don't think anybody's taking that away.
It's
no
Ballsy.
chance in hell.
Oh my God, dude. Good God, man! On an AEW review, these guys were dropping bombs on the gaming
On the
stream.
Raw review too, yeah.
That was just the other day.
Yeah, it was crazy.
My God, what the fuck?
Saw you playing Warzone and people were bombing it with you.
Yeah, Troy was loving Warzone, man, and so I'm like, all right, I'll play it. I'm not very good at it, but I'll play it. It's ballsy, man. Thank you, dude. Let's even put Tommy in the corner here just to look at you, dude. like just to stare you guys down. Like, can we get some? It's me, Tommy NC. Man, unbelievable stuff, man. Ballsy, thank you very much, dude. That was nuts. He is the champ right now. Jake, anything else you can take away from AEW tonight? I really think I've spent my wheels on this whole thing.
Yeah, the main event, I did like Cody getting his ass kicked by everybody on the outside as well. And yet again, Trailbound even caught it, first, that Cody catches his foot and almost kills himself on the rope. That seems to be his crux, that he just, every time, week in and week out, almost every match, he catches his foot and damn near takes his head off. So he's really got to work on that. But I like the main event. Darby Allin, brought the show up a point just with how willing he is to kill himself in front of no crowd for the viewers at home. He is the Mankind Mick Foley of AEW right now. Absolutely. But with that cruiserweight style though, he really feels so daring yet so fast. He feels so original. I don't know what it is about Darby Allin, but he feels so original because there's guys that you're like, kind of reminds me of Mick Foley, but he also kind of reminds me of almost a Chris Benoit intensity to him, but with a light heavyweight vibe as well. It's just so, but then the whole theme that he has going on with the sort of the gothic punk and sort of attitude, but with the coffin drop finisher, he's got everything, man. Darby Allin is the most original guy that they have that hasn't ever been anywhere else. Like, it's kind of amazing. Yeah, really. I mean, he's got that unique look. He's charismatic. The fans enjoy him, and his in-ring style is unique as well. So Jeff Hardy's another comparison, I guess. Yeah, but I enjoyed the main event, and I like the ending of it. I know some people might not be happy with the roll-up, but knowing that it's leading into the title tournament, which again I'm not crazy about, but if they are, obviously that's their plan, at least have it make sense. That's what they're doing. They're going to go ahead and have this quick roll up. So it's that any given Sunday, kind of feel. But really what this is a taste of things to come because, we see Darby Allin and Cody kind of, at odds at the end of it. And Allin, storms up the ramp. He's irritated. He's pissed off, and he's mad that he loses the match, saving Cody, so it's a good way to, as I said, a taste of things to come. We know for the tournament what we're getting, and it certainly seems like the tournament's going to turn into Darby Allin and Cody. So they'll both win the first round. They'll go to the semifinal, and then I imagine it'll be Darby Allin versus Lance Archer in the championship. Yeah, for the TNT championship. I gotta believe Lance Archer would win that then. That's the thing, but like you said, maybe he can get disqualified, or maybe, but not in the championship. Something could, to get him. No, I'm saying to further on from there. Oh, in the semifinal maybe, but I don't know if he goes that far. How could they not have him win? I mean, it's a really tough thing. They should really. I mean, I guess you don't want to make it obvious, but see, Darby Allin can take a loss. He's sort of one of those guys that can lose, win, whatever. And they got to be careful because too many losses stacked up. Yeah, you turn into almost like a Finn Balor territory where people really like them. You lose a lot, and then he just becomes stale. So you can't have Lance Archer lose. So it's like, what something's got to go on here. I mean, you can't have Lance Archer lose like the. Maybe Lance Archer is so focused on destroying Colt Cabana and really decimating him that he ends up getting disqualified that way. He's choking him in the corner and he's got him bloodied and beaten, and then the ref counts to 5. He doesn't break whatever hold or something along those lines. you have Jake, just kind of telling him beforehand or in a promo, whatever you do, you don't stop, that kind of thing. And that can also be a starting feud for him. Colt Cabana, Lance Archer. That's not a bad feud for them to work through for a little bit, and not too long, but short, just enough to get him over again. And then Colt Cabana advances. Him and Dustin have a decent match, and then you can see like Darby Allin and Dusty go at it. That wouldn't be bad either.
Yeah, that might work.
But I would like to see Darby Allin win it. I think he's the one that deserves it at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. Yeah, I'm down. I think Darby should win it. Well, I don't even know if I think Darby should win it. Again, like I go back to it, I think at some point Darby should win a title, but I don't know, man. Darby's like another one of those guys where like I don't think he even needs to have a belt yet. He just needs to have good matches. He's like a showcase no matter what he does. And I think that, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But maybe a guy like Lance Archer who's lined up for a bunch of wins anyway, he's obviously going to be lined up for wins to come, a lot of wins to come. So maybe you do want to get a belt on him because might as well have a guy who's about to look pretty impressive for the next 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Or whatever to put over the belt as well while you're at it.
Then when he does lose the belt, he can go on to the actual, main title.
Yeah, exactly. Or whatever. Or he already seems like a big deal anyway, and he could win it back at some point. But Darby Allin winning it would be like, oh, he just won a tournament, and that was it. But I don't think he needs that. I almost think that it'd be better if Darby Allin was in a feud with somebody later who had the title, and he was trying to get the title from him, and he got it, or... Because with Darby, it almost feels more like that somebody else doesn't think Darby can beat them for it than Darby wants the belt. Darby, it doesn't even seem like somebody wants the belt. It's weird. It seems like someone wants to go out.
It's kind of like, I see that as well. That makes sense. I like what Corwin said in the chat. He said he cost Cody his match. So against Shawn Spears in the first part of the tournament.
Yeah.
So then when they get to the final match of Darby Allin versus Lance Archer, Cody costs Lance the match, and that's how, because they already have a ready-made feud against each other with Jake, everything he said against Cody Rhodes. So that works well too. I mean, Jake originally cut the promo when he arrived in AEW on Cody saying he doesn't respect him and wait, his time's coming. So,
and I think that Darby's a guy because Cody beat Darby once already before, but I feel like, if Cody and Darby did have some kind of match or a little feud or something, I could see Cody, a face versus a face, Cody putting over Darby. Like Darby got one over on Cody, and it's a big, it's a thing. Because I feel like Cody is also capable of losing as well, and it's not too big of a deal either. Although he's sort of had some bad luck here recently, so they got to be careful with that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and with the rest of the tournament, they're in such a way that they bracketed themselves that certain people, Shawn Spears, him beating Cody, because even if Lance Archer does help, Shawn needs a bit of redemption here too. I was shocked that he lost his original match against Cody. He came out, he cracked Cody in the head with a chair. It was a great angle. People were going nuts about unprotected, chair shots, and they had all this heat, real world and in kayfabe built up, and then Shawn lost, and he kind of just disappeared for months on end. He's done nothing really of note. He had a few matches here and there, but mostly on Dark. That's it. So this could be a chance for him to kind of resurrect his push and start reigniting his character. So
almost thought he was involved in the Jimmy's famous seafood fight too. It was weird.
he started to wonder.
It's like, did they get a package deal or something? That was really weird.
Sammy Guevara is still in a great place. He's looked at quite well being in the inner circle, so he's protected. Darby's, revered by fans nicely. So Shawn is a person that could really do well and make name for himself by winning this title. That's another person that would benefit from having the belt.
Yeah.
He beats Cody. He has a great match against Darby Allin, and then he goes on to the finals. That would be a great story to tell as a heel. And I like heel champions anyways, because then it's better when the face is chasing. So
yeah, I like the idea of it. I think that'd be kind of cool. I'd be
so
down
Sean's
for
a good choice. I mean, Sammy Guevara is not a bad choice either.
Yeah, Sammy
He's put in a
Guevara-
great work rate, and he's been thoroughly entertaining. I can argue for him as well.
I think Sammy Guevara would be good. I think you're right. I think it would be. It's Lance Archer. If Lance Archer's in it,
He's in it. He's taking on Colt Cabana, and he's on the right side.
It's got to be Lance then, man. It's
that's the thing. That's why I wish he wasn't involved in this tournament. That's why I said it's just like the Fiend and Hell in a Cell. Never should be in that match for the title. Lance should not be in this tournament.
I'll take. I guess I'll have to take Lance. I'd take Lance number 1, and then after Lance, I would take Sammy Guevara number 2, and then I'd take Darby Allin number 3. Who else is in it?
So we got Sean Spears, Cody, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Kip Sabian, Dustin Rhodes, Lance Archer, and Colt Cabana.
Yeah, I can't. It's one of those 3 guys. I can't imagine any of those other guys winning it. Colt Cabana maybe, but nah, I'm gonna say no.
I couldn't see him doing anything besides being Punk's bitch.
Oh, come on. What the hell? Jake, what the fuck?
Kip Sabian, Dustin Rhodes certainly doesn't need the title. He feels like just filler, unfortunately.
Well, no, he's I like the name of him in QT Marshall's team. I kind of like that.
What is it? The Natural Nightmares.
The Natural Nightmares. Yeah.
I like them together, but I don't see him being a singles champion.
No. Yeah. No.
No, but the Natural Nightmares works. If anything, if they were going to add a belt, they should have added a 6-man tag belt, because they have so many factions of trios. I think that would have worked much better.
That would have pissed me off, I'll tell you, man.
Really?
Yeah, because 2 tag team sets, like, what? Like, have one or the other. Like, but don't have both. Like, add a 3rd belt to the tag team division then. Don't, tag team belts, triple tag team belts,
See, I wouldn't have minded the 6-man tag because they have so many, triple factions or at least, multi-member factions. It's worked well in other companies, but those other companies also have mid-tier, mid-card titles as well. So,
yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I get it though when there's so many people. Like, it was kind of like, I mean, the biggest example is Ring of Honor when the Kingdom. It was like that makes sense because there's 3 of them and they're pretty equal. So what are you gonna do? So it's just a stable. But I think they'd be better off calculating stables than groups of 3. I don't know what they're doing though. So
yeah, I mean SCU. They have obviously Jungle Express. They've got Best Friends. Dark Order at one point. I mean, they have more of the Creepers, but really it was the 3 of them. I'm sure I'm forgetting more trios, but
yeah. Triple H says Roman Reigns will be removed from WrestleMania 36 in a unique manner.
Yeah, they're going to do something on SmackDown to write him off.
That is weird. Why not just say, I guess, to make him look stronger, right? Because, I can't wrestle because
Vince doesn't want to say coronavirus. He refuses to mention it at all.
Yep.
He just says with the current situation, that's it.
Right. I mean, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be weird. How are they going to write Roman off of that? I mean, that. I mean, I'm sure we're going to find out, but
maybe he'll be attacked and won't be able to compete. They'll injure him. They'll do something.
He'll get run over.
That ilk.
CM Omega in the chat says he'll get run over. That's not a bad idea. What's up, Malcolm? How you doing, Malcolm? Malcolm,
I could see them doing that. So
Malcolm sent me video today of him trying to get fucking groceries. He's like, because he's in Bronx. He's
God.
It's fucking crazy out here. I'm like, I bet it is. He goes, it wasn't that bad, but it was weird to see a line,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They wouldn't let more than 10 people in the store, so there was like 150 people lined up outside. You would have thought fucking it was Tower Records in 1997. That was fucking weird. Like, talk about the bread lines are back. It's very, very bizarre. But, it's that, that's hit the worst out there. They're finally changing the lines out here even a little bit, too. 50 people in one of the grocery stores. It's kind of crazy. But there's not a lot of people going, so it's not that big a deal, but it's, it is what it is. We're going to be like this till April.
They had to change everybody at the registers. That was the big issue here at the grocery stores because people would stay apart while shopping. Then they'd get to the registers and all bulk up. It was such a, disregard for the distancing. So
I just wonder what the programming is going to be like. We didn't talk about this yet as far as AEW goes, but tonight you noticed AEW was not in the normal location, and we got word from many people that it looks like it might be QT Marshall's gym and Cody Rhodes' gym. Apparently that they share. I didn't know that they had a gym together, but these guys have
I wasn't
a gym.
aware.
The reason why that several people reached out to me, and it was by several I mean two people. Two people reached out to me and they said, Joe, I'm really familiar with this place.
That's several.
Yeah, that's several. Two people is several for me. And they were like, the floor, the coloring underneath the floor, they recognized that. They recognized stuff around the place. And I thought it was the Hardy compound for a second, and then I realized how big it was, and I went, oh, no, it's not. And, yeah, so those people say that they've been to that gym several times, and it's clearly the gym of QT Marshall and Cody, they believe. So
amazing that they were able to set that up that quick. You know, even with a week's time, it looked great.
Right.
It was small. I mean, they had a lot of things that they had to, you know, obviously skirt around to make it work, but it's still, you know, even in non-ideal circumstances, they made it work.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good, man. It was good. It was weird. It wasn't as good as the last couple weeks have been inside. You know, there's only so much you can do. I think they're sort of realizing that, like. But, you know, Darby Allin, again, his creativity in the match helped out, and everything they did was all right. So I was still entertained to watch the whole thing. I didn't feel too bad. But it definitely, you know, it's going to get old after a little while. And I wonder how long until we see AEW start to sort of like start replaying old things or whatever. But we may not get that because, again, they've moved to a location that isn't on a complete lockdown because Florida is dumb. And they were like, oh, we'll just go by town to town and we won't shut the whole deal down. And now they're like, oh, shit, shut it all down. So I don't know how long it's going to be for, you know, the AEW can keep going. But right now they're fine. It's WWE that needs to find a new location.
Yeah, WWE's biggest issue, well, both companies' biggest issue wasn't even so much about the place. It was the hotel accommodations for the wrestlers. So, because a lot of the hotels they made for essential people only, that, you know, doctors and whatnot, traveling, and so that's an issue.
Right.
So if you don't have a place for people to stay, that's when you're really screwed, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, dude, WWE is set to take an off period. So we're going to get an off time of WWE. Whether that's
amazing. You'd never thought that you would see them have an off, you know, and obviously this situation is very unique, but
2 to 4 weeks, probably. I mean, probably going to replay old shit. I hope they replay old shit so we can review that. You know what I mean? Instead of like trying to talk about the current times over and over, because that would really be horrible. But if they're if they play like WrestleMania, like, you know, 9 or 10 or, you know, fucking stuff like that, if they can do that, that will at least give us something to talk about. We can review the matches and talk about the old times, because that's what we're about to do anyway. We're gearing up probably to start doing that anyway for the next rest of April to release, like, you know, WrestleMania rewatches and like remembering WrestleMania 7.
Yeah,
15.
we're gonna go into Jake reads his childhood journal. You know.
Yeah.
Today my uncle sat me on his lap. It gets good in the later years, but early on it's pretty slow.
The spanking stuff is the stuff that's a little bizarre, though. That's the stuff.
He liked to be spanked. Oh, yeah, we'll get into it. But
what he did to you.
Yeah. Nothing compared to Tommy, but.
Let me go back to the donations real quick. What the fuck? This is such a weird night. Like, I fucked up so bad when I fucking turned the stream off and turned it back on with the fucking chat all fucked up.
Super Chat Party.
How about a new donation featuring Blow? Rock on gesture.
What's up, Chance? Chance, thanks for the $4. Yeah, a nice like D'Lo Brown donation would be nice. You know, just the fucking with the wiggle, get the whole wiggle going. He really had that wiggle going, man. Like Stone Cold had that a bit. But
the head bobble.
Yeah, but if Stone Cold had done what D'Lo did, Stone Cold's neck would have ripped off his body.
Yeah, really.
So it was all a precursor to dropping draws on his neck. That's what it was. Like, look at how much I can wiggle mine.
Look what I can do.
Yeah, look at me. Watch me wiggle mine all over the place. And now, you know, you'll... That's, oh, my God. It's so fucking terrible. But yeah, man, thank you. People were hitting me up about draws, and I'd love to hear about him. I feel like not enough people in the wrestling industry or whatever go back to him, or what I'm trying to say is like, talk about him. Oh, shit.
Gritty.
This whole city, we're gritty. Yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah. Eat our own shitty. In the city of Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. This whole city, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
I'm surviving off my own shit during quarantine.
Toxic Death, thank you for the $8. Ocho. So wait a minute, you're eating your own shit? Is that what you mean?
Got to be from Philly.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, in Philly, they can do it. There's something in the bloodstream out there that's allowed the people in Philly to just eat their own shit to survive. And that's a really unique thing.
Motherfucking feces. Yeah, gritty.
Dude, when fucking Jericho, oh, God, I just watched it again out of the corner of my eye. Oh, my God, dude. I'm telling you.
I listened to it on your tweet again. Release the hounds.
That tweet is going viral, man.
It is. It's picking up so much traction.
Well, I mean, it's viral to me. I mean, normally when I tweet something, it gets if a good tweet, it gets
10,000 views. Hell yeah!
Holy shit! Remember yours that went nuts that time?
Oh, for the Rumble, yeah.
Yeah, for the Rumble, it went crazy. Your tweet was like 100,000 or something.
This is gonna keep picking up, though. I'm telling you, that Jericho segment, too damn good.
Dude, this has 127 retweets only, but 791 likes. And 12,000 views on Twitter right now. Jesus. That's crazy. It's a great fucking segment.
Oh, it's so good.
That shit is awesome. By the way, it's windy as hell wherever Jericho is.
Yeah.
It's like looks like a storm's coming. I don't know. I love it though, man.
He looked like he lost a little bit of weight there too.
Yeah, Jericho looks like he's getting in.
He looks like he's
shape.
packing on the abs again.
There, this is the best part.
You're not leaving again. You come back here. You get back here. Release the hounds! Get him! Get him! Get him! You're gonna regret this! You're gonna regret this, Vanguard! I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you! That little bastard stole my t-shirt.
Oh, and when they come back, Colt Cabana is phenomenal here. Listen to Colt Cabana. This is great.
Matt Hardy and Vanguard.
Oh, did it cut it off? It cut it off. Fuck.
And Vanguard.
Oh, it cut it off. But Colt Cabana's like, I never thought I'd see something like that. He took his T-shirt, or its T-shirt, or whatever. I don't know what that was. Like that was. I don't know the way Colt Cabana sold it hilariously. If you listen to it. Colt Cabana sold that shit hilarious. As opposed to Corey Graves and Michael Cole in WWE, had this happen in WWE, they would have been like, okay, that's weird, or something like that. Instead of like adding to how funny it is and ridiculous it is, like it felt funny, like on top of it, whatever Colt Cabana said. I have it recorded somewhere. But it was Colt Cabana adding to it. Here it is. I got the clip.
You've been in the country about...
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Okay, you've been in the country about the...
Oh, my God.
Okay, you've been in the country about the...
Oh, my God.
Jericho is the best.
Robert Heller, thank you, man. Welcome to the country. Robert Heller, thanks for the $6.69. The all-new $6.69 donation. Welcome, and thank you, Robert Heller. Thank you, man. Jericho just fucking shining bright, man. And you got to give it up for Bolsey again in the chat, who dropped a $300 super chat. And unbelievable. He just paid Google like over $100. What's up, Bolsey? I love you, man. Thank you for that, dude. That was crazy. You crazy bastard. Crazy.
Yeah, I know a few people in the chat were trying to help him with Streamlabs from now on. He found out that Google takes that much, and he was not a happy camper. But
yeah, Google takes 30%, and then my taxes take 20%, so 50% goes somewhere else.
Yeah, because Shell had said, sad that about $90 initially goes to Google, and he said, "What?" So
yeah, use Streamlabs if you can, man. I appreciate it though, big time.
No matter what, it's always appreciated.
But yeah, if you use Streamlabs, they only take, I think, all in all 5% plus 20% in taxes, so it's much better. But either way, man, hey, I could use the help no matter what, so it doesn't matter how you do it. But appreciate it. Just wanted you to know that so you know what happens. Big time crazy. So I mean, all in all tonight, I give it a 6 out of 10 tonight. Again, that Jericho segment killed me again. I mean, I could watch that shit. If they just did more of those every week, I'm so interested. I'm ready to sit through segments and promos and skits and over-the-top stuff. I'm ready to sit through a lot of that and have less wrestling. I'm prepared to do that because I know why you're doing it, because of what's going on. I get it. So if you do that, I'll be fine with it. Anybody, whoever does that, I'm ready to go with it. I'm ready to get on board with it.
I would give it a 6.5. Darby Allin brought it up that half point for me. It sounds silly, but it really did make that bit of difference. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm going. Yeah. Oh shit! Here it comes. SoCal Chris is coming.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9. I'm getting hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming, and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Suck it. Fuck it. Suck it.
Britt Baker with the shoe. So good.
She went Mike Milbury on SoCal Chris. She went Mike Milbury on the guy. It was funny. She held up her shoe and held it up. She went full Boston Bruins Mike Milbury. You know what's weird about that? Mike Milbury, for the people that know him, like I was working at the shoe company that I worked for a long time ago, and I know I told this before, but it was so funny. This lady came in to get a job there, and she got hired, and she was getting trained, and I was one of the people training people. And she's like, I'm like, what's your name again? I need to fix your email and make your email work and everything. And she's like, Milbury, something, Milbury. And I'm like, like the hockey player. And she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, there's a hockey player called Mike Milbury.
And that was what, her husband?
She goes, yeah, that's my husband. And I went,
what a fucking mind freak.
Are you serious? And she's like, yeah. And it was. She's really fucking... It was really his wife, and I was like, I'm like a gigantic Boston Bruins fan and a gigantic Milbury fan, and
now you're like,
I'm training his wife right now. What the fuck's going on?
Can I take you to dinner? Get you a nice steak.
Was wild. I was like, I'll fucking bring a hockey stick in. You get this signed.
No, I was talking about sleeping with his wife, but
right. Yeah, well, she's nice looking, but no, it's
just to say,
just crazy.
I've been
shit.
Inside where Mike's been inside.
Oh my god! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Now you're the ultimate fan.
Man, God damn it, man.
Quarantine's getting to me.
Yeah, I'm ready to flip the fuck out.
Right?
Over quarantine. I tried to pretend like you actually kind of gave me the idea. I was going to do something a little different earlier, but when you were like, quarantine's getting to everybody and making everybody crazy, that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to really
you got to go all out.
I'm going to really snap. I think I said I might have said every racial slur, every sexual slur, every physical slur. I think
every politician, every president, you ticked off so many boxes there.
The problem is
that was impressive.
I wish I had a copy of it because I fucked up on that too, and I didn't get it recorded.
Yeah, local recording would have been sweet.
It was like insane what I did. Like I said everything. Like the Google like fucking translate thing must have been like Nazi or something, like, oh my god, I must have been freaking out, like, oh my god, racist, Nazi, homophobia, like everything, like it's fucking, the thing is, it's going crazy, going off.
I don't know, at this point, as long as you're not using anything copyrighted, I think it might have let you slide.
Yeah, there's no one there to do anything.
The CV,
There's no one there to stop it.
Yeah, exactly. The robot's going nuts. It's having a stroke.
Well, we covered everything as far as, AEW goes tonight. Really, the matches were okay.
Yeah.
The promos, we covered every promo. There was, again, I like Brody Lee, and I liked his stuff. I was really entertained by it. It just doesn't seem to fit right with. It's almost like the new. It's kind of like comparing it to like the second and third Matrix movies. Like I watched them and I was like, that was really cool, but not really, they were kind of bad, but you know what I mean? I watched them and I was like, I kind of liked them, even though they were kind of bad. I liked them. But I also think like, man, that just didn't fit into, that's not what I pictured exactly everything to be after watching the first Matrix.
It's not where the story left you off believing you were going to head.
Yeah.
Everything they built up with the Dark Order so far, you know, that they completely veered away from, for the most part, it feels like. It's certainly an odd choice in handling this, but we'll see what they do with it. I mean, I'm being open for most of it. I hope that both AEW and WWE continue with some of these things post all this COVID quarantine stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they both have had some of the best promos that we've gotten in a long time because they've been forced to be creative, but also not having, like on Raw, you didn't need an interviewer backstage to introduce Edge or The Undertaker. We just have a guy, a camera, and his thoughts. And both of them, Undertaker's promo was outstanding. So excellent. Same thing with Edge. Same thing with Owens. Just a guy in the ring by himself with his thoughts. That's what we need more of, you know, less scripted, less forced. We don't need some interviewer standing there. And what did you think of, you know, those kind of segments? Just stray away from that and, you know, let people speak. I hope that they adopt this more. So we'll see. And they said to keep an open mind, apparently from Wrestling Observer for Mania. You know, the Boneyard match is said to be wacky. So if you're a fan of wackiness, you're going to be into it. They said it's going to be very different from what you're seeing, you know, on Raw and SmackDown typically. So Metzler said, I can promise you that. So, you know, they're going to have a zany, wacky type feel, and it's supposed to be a bit outside the box. I hope so. I want to see things that kind of, you know, bring on a new precedent and you know, exceed expectations. Let's see what they can give us with this, you know, quarantine virus situation. I really hope that they continue to evolve rather than just throw in the towel.
Yeah, I hope they do too. But hopefully the break will help them like get their stuff in gear to whatever.
Because I mean, if it's going to be months and months that we're stuck, God forbid. I mean, that's hopefully not the case. But let's say we get news that it's going to be till August. Obviously, they're not going to be off that long. So if they do take 4 weeks off, maybe they can film things here and there between and kind of build up a wealth of content and ideas and fully flesh out stories.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's odd without an audience, but we know they don't have a choice, and people have been very accepting and even defending WWE. People that used to criticize are like, how come you're not giving them a chance? You know, we've heard this over and over again. Give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And we did for WWE for a while till AEW hit it out of the park, but
right.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm hoping that, I mean, obviously, it looks like the rest of April is going to be toast for WWE.
It just doesn't feel like WrestleMania, and that's the worst part of all of it. We look forward to this time every year, you know, not just as content creators, but as fans as well. So both from a place of employment and from, you know, a fan standpoint, this is the busiest time of the year. We look forward to this greatly, and we're not getting that. So, you know, we've got 2 nights this week. It doesn't, you know, I keep forgetting that WrestleMania is this weekend. Every other time we got a countdown clock going. You know, we're overloaded with news and inundated with rumors and speculation, and it's not live, so it's not like you can be like, oh, we heard this one's going to come back, and will the Undertaker be there? You know,
Bustin' Saley, I want your balls too, man. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't have that special feel, so I'm hoping they give us a hell of a product this weekend with the parameters that are set. So,
yeah, man. I don't think there's anything else really we can say about AEW, and there's no other news that I can see that I'm.
No, unless we want to talk about Alexa Bliss showing off her quarantine body. You know, that's about it.
I want to see her in a movie with a guy getting throttled.
That's right.
I'll pay money. Please
Adult stars.
sign me up. Please make that happen. I will donate. I don't know, man. Imagine that Alexa released something like that for like in like St. Jude's. Like you get $100 and you can see it.
Yeah, she'd be saving a lot of kids' lives.
Alexa Bliss does porn for as long as they reach their $100,000 goal. Like
She could
Alexa
make
Bliss,
$10 million. I'm telling you, there'd be enough people to throw in.
I really think so. I really think so.
Absolutely. It'd be the ultimate OnlyFans. Only on the WWE network. Vince McMahon, you need a premium subscription.
Yeah, right. Oh God. Yeah, I don't think that was the real Mr. Beast, by the way. People were wondering about Mr. Beast. That's not really him.
No, that's not him. You
It's
can
a
go
fake
check the channel.
It's a decoy channel, I believe. They put a picture up that looks like it's Mr. Beast, and then they put like a, I don't know. I don't think it's really him though, but it's whatever. It's some kind of hack, I believe. People are asking about that.
Yeah, I said, how many accounts do some people have? It's crazy.
The fake Mr. Beasts are everywhere right now in all the chats being like, hey, great show, just like all the other ones that were, and everything else.
I'll donate to you. Just click this link.
Yeah, he would have had a check mark if it was him. But yeah, just so many fake things out there. So many scams. So many people
How many people
hacked.
lost their Twitter this weekend? You know, with that stupid, click on this. It's just for you with your name attached to it.
It's in a million communities. I've seen it all over. It starts with someone and it gets sent out to all their followers. There's so many. Oh, shit.
Joe, what did you think about the Sonic movie? It just came out on digital yesterday and I just finished watching it. Was a good casual movie to watch to get mind off the world right now.
Bustin' Saley, thank you, sir. Yeah, I took the whole family to it. We saw it opening, or a week after, 2 weeks after opening, or whatever it was. We all went to the movie theater. It was about 5 weeks ago, and maybe, I don't remember. But, there was nobody in the theater, so we social distanced without even knowing it. We went to see Sonic, there was nobody in the theater. Thank you, Bustin' Saley. I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. They had all these little nice things in it that had to do with the game that made sense in the movie. So that made me
a lot
happy.
of fun Easter eggs.
Yeah, it was like 7 out of 10, man. I thought it was a good movie. My
Jim
kids
Carrey
liked
was
it.
great. He's always funny, but I mean, he was super over the top,
Yeah.
And it fit for what they were going for.
And he's going to spend like a few years in that other planet trying to build all this technology, and he's going to be nuts in the second movie.
Yeah, there's always, you knew there was going to be a sequel before this movie was even released. So, and I'm glad it got the reception it did because they wanted to make fans happy. So they worked hard to fix the render model of Sonic, and you don't see a lot of studios bend the knee and do that. So that type of effort should be rewarded. They could have just said, forget it. This is our vision. We're leaving it this way. But they didn't. They made fans happy, and that's why I'm glad it got such a great box office number. So,
and you know what? They also fucking released it early for us during this quarantine stuff, and I feel like that's something they did. Like, people are at home, let's release it, get it out there. And man, I'm telling you, if you got $3 or $5 or however much it is, definitely go rent that movie. Give them money because
I think some of the new releases like that are 20. I don't know if that's one.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Some of the ones that are like still in theaters, like the Invisible Man, that's but that's still not a bad deal when you take into account or
it's
consideration. It's early, and if you can't go to the movies now anyways. But if you were, you're going to spend more than $20. So
yeah, I think that I'd pay the $20 too just to support them. And you know what? If they do well with that, then other companies are going to be like, you know what? Fuck it, let's release it. Like, I'm pissed off, dude. Ghostbusters.
They're holding back so many movies now just because of China's market not being willing to do
China.
the video on demand stuff.
These fucking cocksuckers. Listen, I usually don't shit on China. I've been being nice to them. But you know what? These fucking diseases keep coming from China.
Oh, being xenophobic.
It's just a fact. It keeps coming from China.
Drink the soup.
I mean, didn't SARS come from China?
Yeah.
What else came from China? All the other ones.
I don't know if MERS did. I know it was part camel, but God knows.
I mean, the Spanish flu came from here, in America, right? It wasn't in America.
I'm not positive, so I don't want to say either which way. But
I mean, dude,
it's just
What are they doing
I
over
still
there?
don't. I told you weeks ago, before actually I even had the surgery, that I didn't believe that it was anything to do with, bat soup and all that. I had always believed that it's some idiot let it out of the lab accidentally. 8 miles from where the wet market is that biosafety lab. It's a level 4 lab, and it's one of the only level 4 labs in China where they work on these types of critical diseases. So that level 4 designation means you can work on the worst of the worst mankind has seen. And it was said that they were working on that specific type of fat coronavirus.
Kane's interrupting. My name is Kane. Yeah, they were also working on a bat.
Yeah. They had tons of bats. And the bats were fighting and pissing on
Jake
these
the
people.
Snakos, Jake DeMarco, another phone call.
Some bats attacking some of the scientists and stuff. And it's like, Jesus.
That's right out of Gremlins, too.
Yeah, exactly. So someone gets bit, and then they don't realize it. They walk out of the lab, they go to the wet market, they sneeze on somebody, and now you've got a pandemic. So
yeah, I mean, that really, I don't know. It feels like it's more of that to me too, but I don't know.
I don't think
it
was
know.
a bioweapon intended for.
I don't think it was supposed to be released.
Population control. I just think that it got out accidentally, and they don't want to take responsibility. So China's trying to blame the United States.
SoCal Chris, thanks for the donation, man. Yeah, everybody's trying to blame everybody. I think everybody needs to look into it all, though. We all need to study everything and read all of it and try to figure it out.
It is funny how, the World Health Organization did back China, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and you can prove that. There's a whole timeline where every time China said something, they designated it, that to be fact. Oh, it's not transmitted person to person. And then there's proof against that from the CDC, but WHO says otherwise.
Yeah, why are they covering up for China when we give them millions of dollars? We fund that fucking company, the WHO or the WU or whatever the fuck, WHO.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, I agree. Everyone should think for themselves, Jeff. I said, but it's our opinions plus what you're informed on, and like I said too, even if you're just taking, everything day to day. News changes so rapidly with this. Like I said before, I came on, I was upset about one thing. 3 hours later, they changed it entirely. So I was telling you something that was true, which is no longer true. And, now you look like the asshole because, things are changed almost instantly. You don't know what to believe.
Yeah,
it's not an easy time with all the misinformation.
It's so freaky. That's why I don't even trust the Times stuff. I've been leaving stuff out forever, spraying it forever because I don't. Who the fuck knows? They don't know. They say that it lives hours here and days here, and then you hear it might be airborne, and you don't know. Yeah, but then don't worry if someone sneezes on your food because that's not how it's transmitted. Well, then what the fuck? What? So you can eat the food and you're okay? There's a big Yahoo article. Go ahead and eat the food. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Even if someone sneezed on it. Doesn't matter if someone sneezed on it. Eat the food. Well, then what's everybody worried about with the sneezing and all the other stuff? And then it stays in the air. But then the droplets, don't they land on the food? Then you eat the food. But then it goes into you so you didn't respirate it in so you're okay? What? They don't know. So what the fuck? I'm waiting for Yahoo to be sued. That article by Yahoo is ridiculous. Whoever wrote that. They don't, what the fuck? You don't know. They're acting like they know. They don't know. Yahoo's going to be fucking sued. Anyway.
I don't doubt it.
Anyway, we had a lot of fun tonight. A lot of cool stuff. It's going to be a fun time, man. Watching movies like crazy now. We're all bunkering down with movies. I'm fucking on season 4 of Married with Children. It's fucking great. And you know what? I've been watching the Married with Children reunion stuff, the Ed O'Neill interviews. Been watching all those actor interviews, binging those on the internet. Those have been blast. Going back and watching some of my old stuff to see what I can upload soon to you guys to re-upload that maybe you missed or that you never saw back in the day. I'm trying to come up with videos. Me and Jake hopefully will try to convene and review something. I came up with my earlier today. I put out the top 5 worst WrestleManias or something like that, or no, worst WrestleMania events.
Yeah.
Top 5 worst Mania main events. I don't even know if it's on YouTube showing up for people.
I saw it earlier. It was a great video. So
it's almost like nobody saw it. I was like maybe
it seems like people just aren't. I've had almost no notifications today, and I have hundreds. So
I can't even find it if I search it. under my
I have
name.
I have one notification, and it's of all day, and it's from Derailed. That's it.
Yeah. That's just, I mean, dude, like, what the fuck are they doing on YouTube right now? I mean, this was probably one of the hardest videos that I've made in a while. Like, normally I just make a video where I talk and it's not a big deal. But to put a list together and then to make a video and then to do all this stuff, and the fucking video only has 1,000 views. Like, what the fuck? Dude, I'll never do another one of these.
I saw it when it premiered, and sitting, going for the infusion stuff, and it was a hell of a video, because I agree with most of it. I didn't care for the Miz main event, obviously. And I know you look back, certain fondly on some things, but I agreed for the most part. So
yeah, there's some things that like were bad that I still like. It's weird, like WrestleMania 9 is like fucking retarded.
Yeah, that's one of the ones you brought up, and I'm like, no, I despise that with a passion.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people hate it, but it's like it still kind of entertained me because. Like, it started well, and I was excited for Brett, but I was a bigger Hulk Hogan fan, so for me it was like, oh, man, this sucks about Brett, what the fuck? And now what the fuck, Yokozuna? And so, like, it worked, because that's who it was made for. It was made for me, because I was a Hulk Hogan fan. But for a Bret Hart fan, or for somebody who was sick of Hogan, or for anybody who was older at the time, I was 9, other people were probably like, what the fuck is this? But... So, like, that one didn't bother me as much, but it was on my honorable mentions of bad ones because it wasn't, it was a pretty fucking ridiculous thing. Like, here, let's have Brett have this so-and-so match at Yoko. The salt in the eyes looked awesome. Whatever. Brock Lesnar and Roman was really enraging. I made that.
Yeah, that was so enraging, and the crowd hijacked that, rightfully so. I wouldn't have put Undertaker and Roman on there like you had, but...
Yeah,
you were kinder to Triple H and Roman than I would have been. So
the only reason why I put that one on there was because again I felt that was the legitimate one where they had built Roman up for a long time. They tried. Okay, here it is. Here's the evil Triple H and his wife, the bitch, and the casuals were cheering for Roman, and that was the kids were cheering for it. And so for the kids watching, I felt like they did that. I even said that during that Mania that night. I said. This was for the kids to cheer for Roman and the good guy wins, but I hate it, and I didn't like it, but I just hated the Taker faced Roman, and I didn't. But yeah, Brock and Roman was definitely the worst one because nobody just like from the beginning. The minute they were coming out, you didn't even care, and then the guy's bleeding everywhere, cut himself wide open, and it was like what? you were laughing at it.
Yeah, you were laughing at it, not with it. It wasn't something you enjoyed,
so weird. I've never seen someone get that much color and have people not give a shit and not care. Like it was a waste of like anything. Like, hey, let's have him cut himself and be all busted open. And it didn't matter who won. Either one of them could have won. Roman wins, I would have rolled my eyes. Brock won, and I went, that's funny. And that was it. There was going to be no response.
Yeah, there was just nothing of note at all. And it was such a long Mania too that it was like to get to that point there was no we were obviously going to do the review, but I would have tuned out otherwise. I would have just been like, I'll catch the the winner tomorrow kind of idea. I'll see a tweet or something.
Yeah, basically.
That's terrible. And I didn't care for the triple threat at WrestleMania. That would have been on my list actually from last year with the women. It had such a shitty build for a match on paper that was nuclear level perfect. This great idea of heat and combination and right place, right time. They fucked that thing into oblivion with all the stupid injury angles. And now it's a triple threat. Now it's not. Now Becky's out of the match. Now Becky's injured. Now she's she's injured again. And the police arresting people. And they made me just to the point where I was so sick of anything to do with that match, I didn't give two shits. And then they telegraphed it of Becky winning to the point where it was like so obvious that there was no way around it.
I don't think...
and the conclusion really puts a black stain on that match.
Sadly,
with her not getting the shoulders down.
I forgot about that match on my list, or that I couldn't believe. I started laughing because I left it off my list. I forgot about it.
It's hard to you got 5 years of matches to consider.
But I forgot last year's.
And a lot of times the main events of Mania are usually not the highlight of the night anyways.
Yeah.
So it's the other matches, so you're not sure what to. I mean, there's always stinkers at Mania, but for main events, it's hard to go through because there's so many times that a different match earlier in the night was the real main event.
Yeah, and people said to me, like, I knew that people would be like, what about LT? But again, I thought LT worked.
Worked at that time. I agree with you there.
It was rough, but it was like entertaining, and it was, and by the way, a lot of people, everybody always talks about. It's funny, we talk about the racism, maybe the racism that WWE has and things like that. And people would always talk about that. I never thought about that. LT. Beat Bam Bam Bigelow in the main event at WrestleMania. That was a WrestleMania 11 in 1995.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. It was interesting that it was about his celebrity, and they wanted him to go over and be this hero guy, and they didn't have a Hogan, so they brought in this really famous football player at the time. I know Bruce Pritchard just did his WrestleMania 11 podcast finally, and he described all of it, which is pretty much what we always knew anyway. So what Bruce Pritchard said, we already kind of knew, but there were some things that we didn't know or that he clarified in that podcast on what the hell is Something to Wrestle With. Yeah, so it was really good by Bruce talking about what was going down. That was the year that Vince, they took the water coolers. So that was the year that...
Yeah, they didn't think they were coming back. Look at WrestleMania 2000. That one gets overlooked all the time, but I hated that main event. Triple H, The Rock, Big Show, Mick Foley.
No! Jake!
You forgot about that one?
I forgot about that one. All right.
Because The Rock was out.
Oh, my God.
Stone Cold was out with injury.
A McMahon in every corner was terrible.
Yeah, it was so bad. A McMahon in every corner.
That was...
it was so...
Oh, my God. Jake, I made a list 3 days ago, and what happened was I didn't save the list. So I remade it, really quickly remade it, and that's why I forgot the women's. The women's was on there, and that match was on there, and I forget what else I had lined up. Oh my God!
Because some people didn't like Jericho and Triple H at 18, but I liked that match. The problem was
it
came
dud
after.
Yeah,
it wasn't a terrible match, but it came after The Rock and Hogan.
No, it was a dud because of Rock and Hogan. But
yeah, the friggin' arena was out of breath and just dead.
But they didn't do bad. It was just...
No, it just no reaction from the crowd at all.
Yeah, but even at home, I'd kind of started to... I remember watching that, and I found myself walking around my house and doing things
well, again, long night, and all the energy went into the second to last match, so...
Yeah, but they did all right, but it should have been
and
on.
then they had a good streak for a while. I mean, going forward, Angle and Lesnar was good. Triple H and Benoit and Michaels is amazing. That's a standout. Triple H and Batista was good. A lot of great story build up for that with Evolution and Batista turning because Triple H wanted Batista to go against JBL and, the thumbs down. Cena and Triple H was all right. Cena and Michaels was better. Edge and Undertaker, I really like. Triple H and Orton, that one wasn't great. But that was also because at 25, you should have had, obviously, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels be the main event, like it was at 26. So,
right.
Miz and Cena, obviously, that got ruined because they were building to John Cena and The Rock. So that one was not a great match. The Miz, poor guy, wrestled his heart out, got severely concussed, could barely finish the match. But yeah, I always overlook WrestleMania, because 16, because it's 2000, so 16 gets overlooked all the time, and that was just not a good show.
No.
Just, all in all, they didn't quite know what to do, and without Austin being there, and for some reason they tried to jam pack that main event, and it just fell apart. Especially the way that they built towards the end of it, adding Mick Foley and the Big Show when it should have just been Foley. Because Foley and Triple H had that huge feud heading into where they had the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Yeah, No Way Out. That was in Hartford. I was supposed to go to that. And
oh, yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, a bunch of shit happened, but everything else in that, just that pay-per-view is severely lacking. I mean, the second to last match that they had before the main event of a McMahon in every corner was Kane and Rikishi going against Road Dogg and X-Pac with Tori.
Yeah, it was a bit goofy. I feel like that's when it was just a goofy. It's weird. Like even then, it's not like people look back and go, "That was the Attitude Era. It wasn't very good." Well, no, because the Attitude Era was really like, I mean, it kind of started around WrestleMania 13 in a way, and then it was really at the beginning of its heights at WrestleMania 14, and then the 15, it was like that was when it was full on Attitude.
Was peak.
Yeah, the peak was 15.
16 you ignore, and then 17 was the end of the Attitude Era. So
yeah, that's when things changed over a little bit.
WrestleMania 17 itself is considered the definitive end to the Attitude Era.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, the worst match, Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole at Mania with Stone Cold, because that match was so long.
Oh, God.
Dragged on.
What were they doing?
Even Vince said it was the worst thing ever. Michael Cole lost multiple teeth. And
what were they doing? Like, that was the weirdest thing, man. Like,
because he lost too, and then the anonymous GM turned that over, and
couldn't give.
So that was a terrible call. People hated that. And
poor Jerry will never have a Mania win. The guy's been in the company forever.
Yeah, if you look at 16 though, I forgot like how many matches. Like you said, very goofy. You had Bossman and Bull Buchanan taking on the Godfather and D'Lo.
Yeah.
So no one gave a shit about that. Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly. TNA took on Head Cheese, so Al Snow and Steve Blackman. I mean, they were funny, but it wasn't Mania worthy. The only thing good was, obviously they had the triangle ladder match with Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
It wasn't the TLC match, and then we got Terry Reynolds and the Cat, Chyna and Too Cool taking on the Radicals. All right, and then Benoit, Jericho, and Angle was probably the only substantial match with the triple threat for the IC belt.
Man,
and the European Championship.
That Mania was so bad. I remember then, like it was then I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
This is weird. Like I'm watching Mania, but I was like, that was kind of lame,
Hardcore Battle Royal was a mess because, obviously Hardcore Holly missed the timing and right before the end. So really it didn't count, but it did because they had to. So, but
that was weird. Yeah, and that was kind of peak Attitude Era too. There, kind of was Attitude Era was on fire.
It was still in full swing. But
that WrestleMania
that
was
show
not.
Itself was just a disaster because of Austin not being there.
Yeah, I mean, but even if you go back to WrestleMania 14, people kind of consider that to be a little bit of a but like Owen and Triple H at least was pretty good. You had the LOD return at the beginning. I'm trying to think of. Kane and The Undertaker had their match. That was a long build.
That was a huge build, and that was so good.
So that was like, it had way more stuff than you really... it didn't have a big card. I think there was like
No. Then you had Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack against...
The Outlaws.
The Outlaws.
That was awesome.
The Rock taking on Ken Shamrock. And Mark Miro and Sable took on Goldust and Luna Vachon.
Yeah, that wasn't
Triple H
too bad.
and Owen Hart, and that was a good match too for the European title.
Yeah, Owen and Triple H had a pretty good match with they were working all this stuff. Chyna blasted Sergeant Slaughter. And
yeah, I forgot about that. So 13 was good, 14 was good, 15 I love, and then 2016 was just a kick in the nuts. 17 is one of my all-time favorites. I mean, that's pretty cliche to say, but there's so much there that's just so rewatchable. Chris Jericho and William Regal, that opening is great.
Great opening. I remember thinking at the time, I was like, oh, awesome. They're back to a good opening because they hadn't had one in a while. It was like the old Shawn Michaels openings at WrestleMania. Shawn and Tito Santana, were both great for opening matches. They wrestled each other at one, too, but Tito Santana opening up WrestleMania was good, and Shawn Michaels opening up WrestleMania had been good.
Yeah, that was good too. So, and then on 17, you got Kurt Angle and Benoit. That was a great singles match. Eddie Guerrero and Test put on a hell of a show. Kane and Raven and Big Show had that hardcore championship match, which was pretty damn fun.
Right.
Chyna and Ivory, that was good, surprisingly. And then you had Shane and Vince damn near kill each other in the street fight with Mick Foley as the referee. And then obviously we got the TLC match. Undertaker and Triple H, and then you got Stone Cold and The Rock. So
Well, I think we've done all we have here. Let me see if there's a donation popping in here real quick.
I got a double-sided fleshlight last week. No way in hell was I going to leave it open for 3 days to kill the virus. I poked that thing that night.
Jag DePanzer, thank you, man. Yeah, I don't want you to get that. I heard if you pee all over it, you'll be all right. That's what I heard. So pee all over it, all over your hands and stuff, and you'll be okay. If you don't have Lysol, just start peeing in bottles and spraying your pee everywhere. It's better than the corona, right? Jag DePanzer, thanks for the 350. We got more coming in. Let's see what else other people got to say. Also, Chex, thanks for subbing to the channel, man. What's up? And make sure you check out Patreon. T-Rev.
He'll definitely be re-upping on Patreon soon. Sucks trying to find a job with the coronavirus going on. Stay safe out there, guys.
Thank you, sir. You too, man. You get back whenever you can. A lot of people going through a lot of shit. But yeah, if you... And I appreciate it, man. T-Rev, thanks. Yeah, if you... make sure you check out Patreon because there's a huge problem with it right now. On top of a lot of people having to bail, there's a major, I think, issue as well with it. So check that out and see if you can re-up your patron. If you've never become a patron before, jump on over there. We could use some help, coverage, but also there's over 30 hours of bonus content a month on my Patreon that you don't get anywhere else. So come on over to Patreon and check it out. I think that hopefully the numbers will go up tomorrow. But yeah, we had 388 patrons. And every month I usually lose 50 to 60. And then within the next week, we gain almost everybody back. But today, I'm looking at 259 patrons right now. That's over 130 people are gone overnight, which is the craziest drop in Patreon I've ever seen.
Friggin' shocking. That's what it is. I was stunned when I heard that.
That is some crazy shit, man. So yeah, we got to get those numbers back up. I got to get those numbers back up for sure. But yeah, I appreciate the people donating live. You guys have covered for that. So much appreciated. And tomorrow night will be Thursday night out of nowhere. And I'll be,
huge show tomorrow night. We do have some news, or at least I do, and I'm sure we'll get to predictions for Mania since Saturday is the show. You know, we'll definitely entertain you, sexy bastards. That's for damn sure.
Hell yeah. We'll have some gaming afterwards probably, and probably, you know, throughout the days during the week, I'll be doing some gaming stuff as well.
Build up to WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, but tonight I'm going to go email Patreon some more and try to figure out what the hell's going on. Everything else looks good. I want to thank everybody who donated tonight, too. Big-time support tonight. It's Bullseye, or Bullseye. We made fun of the guy who said Bullseye, and now I'm calling him Bullseye. Bullseye. Did I put an S in it? That's why. What the fuck? The whole night his name's been spelled wrong. What the hell? It's Bullseye. Bullseye, man, with a 300 drop. He helped equate for that. Anyway, I appreciate that, bro. We are out of here, and we'll see you throughout the week with some more shit. And keep it hard. I'll launch myself into the atmosphere for you. Jake, you got any special news?
No, that's it.
All right, I thought so. I mean, we did everything we could. I'm out. I got nothing else. All right, bye. Bye, guys. Bye, Jake. I'll talk to you on Facebook, man.
Stay sexy. Stay healthy. Love y'all.
Mwah. Jake is out. Enjoy some of... I'll leave something on for you a little bit here. As you guys know, Nick Steele passed away. You guys can look up Nick Steele's wife, their family's GoFundMe. That's on, still available, Nick Steele. And got some of that commentary from Top Rope Promotions that I did. Enjoy a little match here between his two students, guys who trained people like TK Orion and Vinny Marcellia and a whole bunch of other guys like that. And you guys can go check out all that stuff on TRP Pro Wrestling. And then some. The whole hour is up. Not to mention New England All-Star Wrestling. That's where my commentary is. New England All-Star Wrestling and Top Rope Promotions.
10.
6. Six, man, what up? Thank you for the $10, Six. What's up? The Tipmeister. He's making up for the Patreon. But yeah, I know some people are going to be coming back to Patreon throughout the week, so thank you for that. And if you're struggling, man, take care of yourself and get everything figured out. And we'll be here when you get back. Once you guys figure your stuff out, there's a lot of people dealing with the job stuff right now. Plus, I'm going to get the stimulus, so that should help out for this month anyway. So I think I am. I mean, God, I hope I am. Otherwise, I don't know. But I appreciate it, Six. Thank you so much, man. And to everybody else, thank you. It's Bullseye going to take home that digital championship. Good night, everybody.
Out of the ring, the power of Nico Silva.
In New Bedford, Massachusetts. And obviously, unfortunately, Nick Steele passed away on the 15th of February. A little while back, Nico Silva, obviously Ryan Waters, this match is for so much, it can't be stated enough. It's so much for Nick Steele. Not just the Top Rope Promotion Heavyweight Championship, single leg takedown by Nico Silva. You know, recently Nick Steele received a gift at Top Rope Promotions. He said he posted, "I've been a trainer for Top Rope for a long time. I've never looked to get anything out of it other than trying to help the company I started with 3 decades ago. But the current students went out of their way for this sweatshirt, and it fits great. Thank you to everyone who made this happen. Remember, I'm a hard ass, but it's for a reason." As apparently Nick Steele presented a gift.
No, it's not too far.
And I know that Nico Silva would have loved tonight to get some retribution and maybe break a nose or two, but he won't be able to do that, but he'll be able to have this match for Nick. Collar elbow tie up, Nico Silva with the waist lock. Up and down to the canvas goes Ryan Waters, who's both men somehow has to get, oh, there we go, Nico with a bridge. Both of these men somehow have to get in the mindset that this Top Rope Promotions Heavyweight Championship is on the line. We're talking about money, bookings, and this prestige of this title. And a shoulder tackle by Nico, and it rocked Ryan Waters, and he went right out of the ring. The power of Nico Silva. He's been here before with Ryan Waters. The student versus the trainer. And obviously Ryan's upset. But I don't think it's the referee's fault. There's nothing you can do about the pure power of Nico Silva. It's going to be one of those things, man. There's so much respect, but there's so much on the line. Right now, it's a show from the man from the Wailing City. Side headlock there now by Ryan as he just guides the arms of Nico away. And now off the rope, here comes Ryan. Up and over he goes. He almost got caught. Underneath he goes. Oh, firing off the ropes. Exploding. And he caught Nico Silva in the side of the head. And this time Nico Silva's outside, and this time Ryan Waters is going to hold the door open for him. Amazing start to this match for Nico Silva and for Ryan Waters. Top Rope Promotions heavyweight title on the line. Nico turns the wrist and then uses the leverage to guide the arm, and now he's trying to separate the shoulder of Ryan Waters. Oh, Ryan tried to roll. Yeah, he did. He rolled through, got the ankle, single leg. Dragon screw there, maybe, but it wasn't enough. I don't think he got enough of it. Nico shoved him away. Side headlock, takedown. I know that Ryan Waters wants to win the Top Rope Promotions heavyweight title. I know that Nick Steele wanted to win the Top Rope Promotions heavyweight title. Won. But there's a part of them that no matter what, whenever you see Nico and how much better he's gotten and how he's progressed over the years as a wrestler, there's a part of you that just has to have a huge smile, win or lose, because that's a guy that you helped mold. That's a guy you've seen grow. That's a guy you've seen become the Top Rope Promotions heavyweight champion, and now he's drop kicking you in the face and clotheslining you right out of the ring. And Nico Silva's energy level is off the page. Like I said, I've been watching I've been watching Nico Silva since he started, and it's amazing to see how somebody can really grow into their own and to learn so much and become as devastating and as dangerous as Nico Silva has become. Now again, Nico Silva now seeing if Ryan Waters, who took a sip of water, wants to get back in the ring here. And he does. Obviously a show of sportsmanship from these two. Always choose on. Oh, wait a minute! Well, same old Ryan Waters. I thought he was telling Nico Silva that he had a shoelace he needed tied. And obviously this was going to be just about, look at this, he tried to rip the eyes out. Nico Silva, what is Ryan Waters is really, oh, Nico, he can't see. Man, I'll tell you what, Ryan Waters is, this guy, make no mistake about it, as somber as it is right now, as sad as it's been the last couple days, this guy is still one of the most sickest individuals in wrestling that you'll ever find, and the most capitalistic guys. He capitalizes on his own sadistic tactics. And I'll tell you, if Nico thought that in this match that maybe Ryan Waters wouldn't do that, well, then he was really mistaken. Ryan Waters taking the, oh man, right back down to the canvas with that headlock. Ryan Waters taking the place tonight of the trainer, Nick Steele. And now he's got his sights set on this Top Rope Promotions heavyweight championship that Nico really wants to, he wants to hold on to it. He wants to represent Top Rope Promotions as long as he can. He wants to have a run as good as Teddy Goods. That's got to be on Nico Silva's mind, because that's who he was watching for a long time as he was up and coming. Nico Silva. Oh, he got clotheslined by Ryan Waters off the rope. And off you go again. A big head of steam into that big, huge leg drop there that would make shades of the Hitman, Bret Hart. 1, 2. Almost. Really putting down that shot to the head on that leg drop. When you come at him with that kind of power angle, a line drive right to the head of your body come crashing down. And now working on the lower back is Ryan Waters. Got some of that wrist tape off too. Referee might want to keep an eye on that. And sure enough, here it comes. He's choking Nico Silva. Tony P has to realize this, but Now he's moved it into a regular, sort of a sleeper hold here. Could be a rear naked choke that he could move it into. Rear naked chokes in wrestling a lot of times now are legal. You can do them. Years ago, chokeholds, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do a chokehold, a straight up chokehold. But into a rear naked choke or into a sleeper, those are usually allowed. And right now it's this sleeper lock or chin lock, it looks like. And Nico desperate. Driving a shot right to the jaw, and now big chops across the chest. Ryan Waters to the corner. Here comes Nico, and he caught the boot of Ryan, and a big time chop. Ryan Waters off the rope. Nico Silva ducked it. Ryan held on, and he lifts up Nico on back body, dropped him out of the ring. Who's gonna take what's theirs in this match? Who's gonna take the Top Rope Promotions Heavyweight Championship? Who's gonna choose life? Who's gonna survive? Well, Ryan Waters is saying he's going to do it because he's already holding up the belt. Oh, from behind, 1, 2. No. The belt is in the ring. Nico Silva with a schoolboy. 1, 2. 2.5. Waist lock. Tried to roll through. Ryan Waters shoved him away. And Tony P. Oh, Tony P got caught in the middle. Tony P was trying to signal to hold on a second. I got to check on Ryan. He's in the corner. And he went to do it. And Nico Silva had already committed to this move. Ryan Waters is up. And he's down. Falcon Arrow by Nico Silva. Falcon Arrow. But the referee's down. Tony P's down. Oh, wait, what the hell? Who the hell's this? Wait a second. Oh, my God. What a shot to the face of Nico Silva. Wait a minute. That's Greg Costa. Greg Costa's out here. The man of the jungle. Costa slams him down to the canvas. The Nick Steele chants reign throughout the crowd here. Congo's down. Costa must have been in the back, and he didn't like what he saw, and he came out here. Thank goodness for Nico. Now Nico, Ryan Waters trying to pile drive. Oh, look out! Destroyer, 2, 3, and that's it. Nico Silva retains the Top Rope Promotions Heavyweight Championship. And in classic Ryan Waters fashion, it wasn't without incident. And Nico Silva has made these fans happy tonight. Even though Ryan Waters is laying in a heap, he's probably made Ryan Waters happy. And certainly from above, the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster, Nightmare Nick Steele, is looking down on Nico Silva right now. You never know what's going to happen when you get so many wrestlers in a building at the same time. So many former students of Nick Steele here. So many former opponents of Nick Steele here.